What's up, everybody? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, November 19th, 2018. First off, if you're a replay viewer, you know the drill. Go hit that pinned comment in the comment section if you want to get right to the charts, kind of right to the beginning of the video when we really start talking about some things. Because I'm going to give it just a couple minutes for some people to get here. The market is down, everybody. Is it a surprise? Are we sitting here surprised? I don't think so. I'm not surprised at all. I am tired, though. I am tired from a very long day. Very long day. And what's up, Tech Lords? What's up, everybody? Eric is here. Rob is here. Whoop, whoop. So, I do have my favorite hoodie on. So, I don't care what the price of Bitcoin is. I'm perfectly content right now. Perfectly content. Matthew Wilson is waiting for a capitulation candle. I think a nice little candle of capitulation would be similar to this one, that first entry into the bottom from that last bear market. That would be a beautiful thing to see. We haven't gotten that. We have gotten two really ugly weeks though in a row. Christopher is still accumulating alts. I love it. Hold on one second, everybody. I have to fix my screen. Okay. John Rambo says, bro, I'm about to jump off the cliff. Don't do it. John, please don't do it. And I hope you're not serious. I hope everybody, it is actually a really serious thing. There are a lot of people, not just in crypto markets, in markets in general. The issue of losing money, the issue of going too far into an investment because you believe in it too much is very real in this world. And it happens daily. And so my prayers are with anybody that is finding themselves in a not good situation right now. I hope that they will get through it okay. And for the rest of us that are on the sidelines, even accumulating possibly, I myself am accumulating. We just have to take it slow, take it cool. We just have to have some patience. And that's what I want to do in this video. I'm going to talk about, it's kind of a laid back video. I have some screens open. I have some quotes open because I just feel like they do a really good job of portraying my approach to the market, portraying the best possible approach to the market. If you're long, many of you out there probably have the same exact approach. And for me, it's a huge and important thing to remind myself of this approach and also how I got here. So I'm gonna kind of start. I see John Kim is in the chat. What's up, John Kim? LTC official. What's up, John? I was just watching some of your interview with Crypto Blood while I was getting some work done. Good stuff, man. I love your passion. I love your drive. I love your conviction. Keep up the good work, man. And dude, happy birthday. Everybody wish John Kim a happy birthday, please. John Kim is in the chat and it's his birthday. It is his birthday. I think he's 41, I believe. So I want to start this off by prefacing something. You know, as an entrepreneur for, I don't know, the last 15 years or so, I've had many, many failures. Probably one of my greatest failure was the real estate market. And I accumulated heavily in real estate. Right here. Do you see on the screen this top in the middle of 2004, 2008, right in 2006. And I still have property from that time. But I also got rid of a lot of property at a loss since that time. So I learned a lesson there. I really did, which is don't buy the top. And it was one of the most eye-opening lessons I could have ever gotten in terms of my investment strategy in anything, real estate, the markets, a business. It's all about timing. And I didn't realize that at the time when I was scooping up houses in the real estate bubble and just, getting these crazy loans for all these real estate properties. So that's kind of just a little piece, a little glimpse of what I've been through on why I'm kind of a more conservative, slow-moving type of investor, right? And I'm a long-term investor. I do trade a little bit for fun, but I never really get into huge positions in a risky manner. So that's kind of context to my background. So now here we are, we're sitting in this bear market, right? We've been in this bear market. We've done so many technical analysis videos. There's so much going on. There are so many YouTube videos you can go look at that really basically say different things, right? Everybody has a different bottom in mind. Some people have $1,000 bottom. Some people have a $3,000 bottom. If you've been watching this channel, you know that, and this is my guess, right? Nobody knows what the bottom will be. My guess for a bottom range is this square, this rectangle that you see on this screen. And it's obviously very reminiscent with this bottom in the last bear market. And I've done a lot of videos where we talk about the similarities and the reasons why we compare the two. I think it's a very strong data point in terms of doing technical analysis to compare where we are now to that last bear market. It's very, very strong in my opinion. So the question is this: now that we are in that bottom range, the question is, what am I doing? First off, this is my heavier accumulation area. We're in that large range. So everybody knows probably what I've been doing in the last week or so, right? In the last few days even, as we're kind of approaching this area. I'm accumulating at a comfortable pace, right? With the full knowledge that we may be going down and hitting $3,500. It's part of my play. It's part of my long-term play in this game, right? And some things play into that, and it's all mindset, and it's all timing, and it's all about patience. And if you can sit back at the end of the day, zoom out on the charts, even though I'm also on the hourly, I'm on the 4-hour chart too, I'm watching, it's exciting. But at the end of the day, if what we can all do is zoom out on the charts and treat this as a business, if we can look at this situation as a long-term business that you're trying to build, or as a venture capitalist, right? At the very beginning of a new startup, then we get way different context into the situation. The situation actually becomes not bleak, but it becomes powerful, and it becomes the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm sure there's a lot of entrepreneurs on this live stream right now, right? I'm sure there are. What's that feeling you get when you are starting a new venture, right? You're prepared to take risk, you're prepared to put monetary investment into something. And when you're doing something like that, you're doing it because you have a long-term vision of that thing. So if you're a trader here right now, then this video probably won't speak to you as much as if you're a long-term holder. And so long-term holders, this is for you, I guess you could say. And I have some quotes. This is really what I wanted to do in this video. I have some quotes that really paint a beautiful foundation, a beautiful framework for this, this time that we're in. So and I'm trying to, there we go. Sorry, everybody, little distraction. First one, you get recessions, you have stock market declines. You get recessions, you have stock market declines. If you don't understand that's going to happen, then you're not ready. You won't do well in the markets. Peter Lynch. That's actually one reason I always visit Apple, right? And I always look at declines, huge declines that Apple had. You can go to any other you can go to any other stock and you'll see these huge declines. You can go look at the Dow Jones and you can look at market recessions and these huge pullbacks. They happen. And there are a lot of people in cryptocurrency right now that they're not setting that as the main tone to their approach to the markets. And it's easy to get really wrecked in any market if you don't have this one pivotal truth always in the back of your mind, which is this price can go down. We can see a recession. We can see a decline. We can see a correction. And so that's what we're getting right now in Bitcoin. So it's kind of like the most important thing that you can probably have in the back of your mind when you're. Why is everybody talking about XRP in the chat? It's distracting me. One of the most important things. It's just a truth that you have to realize. And so when you get a market decline, it's not a bad thing. It is an opportunity. So another quote I wanted to read, and I know a lot of you are not fans. I mean, I'm not really the biggest fan of Warren Buffett either. However, he has some really good quotes in terms of investing, and he's a smart man. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. So the other question you have to do, and the other question that I always do daily is, do I know what I'm doing? And that doesn't necessarily mean like, am I an intelligent investor? Am I an intelligent and successful investor, right? It doesn't always mean that. It just means like when you're making a move, if you're investing in something, if you're buying something, if you're taking a risk on something, do you actually know what you're doing, right? And are you prepared for the consequences of what you just did? That's the question. And I love this quote because it's true. This entire bear market, right, and which is the entire length of when I started this YouTube channel, up there at the top of your screen here, basically started the YouTube channel there. This entire YouTube channel is a documentation of anticipation, right? It's knowing what we're doing, and it's all based on what could possibly happen, i.e., this bottom that we have, this bottom range, this revisit, this correction. We know what we're doing. So I think it's one of the best questions you can ask yourself whenever you buy something. If you want to accumulate Bitcoin right now, do you know what you're doing? Do you know what that risk entails? Do you know where we could? Do you understand how much lower we can go, right? And similarly, if you don't buy now because you think it's going lower, do you know what you're doing? Because it might not go lower, and we might bounce up. And are you prepared for that? So do you know what you're doing? Next quote. If you want to have a better performance than the crowd, you must do things differently from the crowd. I love that. Look at that. So this really plays into the buy the fear. All right, Alden, I hope you have a good rest of the night. What's up, Jim Flanagan? So this quote, I like this quote. I think it's relevant, right? And what more could we do right now? I can do a technical analysis video, and I'm actually going to even end this video with some technical analysis, but like, it gets tiring every day to do these technical analysis videos when we know where we are in the market, right? This is so mental, and I don't think we talk about the mental aspect of this space and of our investments enough. So that's kind of why I'm doing this video. So if you want to have a better performance than the crowd, you must do things differently from the crowd. That really is everything in this market, right? That really is everything in this cycle and in this stage of the cycle that we're at. Doing things differently than what everybody else is doing, right? What are most people doing in terms of Bitcoin? Or what are most people saying? They're hating on it. They're saying it's dead. And as we go lower, it gets even harsher. You can see it in the comments. You can probably even see it in this live stream. There's way more haters now. And people are becoming more non-believers because the price is down. People are selling. They're leaving the space. They really are. People that actually were long, right, or holders or hodlers 3 months ago, they're leaving. We broke 6,000 and that was their breaking point. They're leaving. So if you want to have a better performance than the crowd, you must do things differently from the crowd. So what would be different? This is what I asked myself. What would be different? And this entire video is not financial advice. This is just my complete, take on the market. It's my approach to the market. So what could you do differently right now? For me, the answer to that question is buy, is accumulate. Fear. Once we broke $6,000, I feel like this channel of consolidation that we had, and we did a lot of technical analysis on, I feel like right there was a lot of uncertainty, right? It's like, if we could put a word to this area, it was uncertainty. Now that we're under $6,000, we're in a new realm, right? And we can take this all the way down to 2,500. I don't care. We're in a new realm though, and it's called fear. If we continue down, the whole way down, believers in Bitcoin will be questioning and wondering and fearful of did Bitcoin have its run? Is it over? Is it going back down to $100? And that fear is going to be real now that we're under $600. So if you want to have a better performance than those people that are selling, than those people that are fearful, do things differently. And so that kind of plays into another quote, right? In investing, what is comfortable is rarely profitable. So the driving force, I think, behind when people sell at a time like this, even if they're like selling at 70% losses or something. Someone said, "Do you think it could go to $100?" It's not gonna. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna go to $100. I do not think it will go to $100. So in investing, what's comfortable is rarely profitable. People selling right now. People beginning to hate on Bitcoin. They're doing it because it comforts them, right? And it's comfortable to their portfolio maybe at this point to just be like, let me get out of here with 80% losses. At least I have a little bit left, and they're leaving. So what's uncomfortable is to actually buy right now. The further down we go, it becomes probably a little bit more uncomfortable for most to purchase Bitcoin, because questions arise like this, like the question we just got. Do you think it will go to $100? There's that fear there. There's that wonder. And so, there is that risk. And it all ties back around to this very popular, small little quote: buy on fear, sell on greed. So for me, the buying part is easier. I feel like if you're managing your risk tolerance, if you know what your goals are, and really mainly if you're not spending more money than you can afford to lose, and those things bring comfort to buying on fear. And so now that we are in this stage where I think the fear is really, really coming to fruition, I think we're in that stage. And the further down we go, the more fearful I think you're going to see a lot of comments on YouTube, on Twitter, and the fear will be stronger. And so my approach is simple. Dan, you have your fiat available. We knew the possibilities that we'd be in this channel, right? Below 6,000, now below 5,000. And so don't spend more than you can afford to lose. Continue to accumulate. Continue to buy the fear. Always start your day and end your day zoomed out on the charts, understanding what you're investing in, right? I'm not investing for this time period. I mean, I'm not even investing for this time period, right? Here's 2022. I'm not even investing for that time period, right? That's how, if you zoom out on the charts, that's how small of a little thing this is, this little window of time that we're living in right now compared to the actual long-term future. And so when we have these dips that we're in right now, and we have these recessions, and we have these, and by the way, when I say recessions, right, these declines, they're going to happen, and they're happening. This is when the fear enters, and this is the best opportunity. In my opinion, this is completely my approach. So, could we go lower? Heck yes. Heck yes, we can go lower. This is my guesstimate that I've had, I've been talking about for months, this 3,000, to 5,000 area, this channel here. So this channel we have on the screen really is 5,500 to 3,500. And you can even see, if we look at the 200 EMA, take it down to 3,500, that's almost a 50% overextension from the 200 EMA. That's a great indicator in a bear market atmosphere for me. You can go and look at, and this is actually what I want to do now, is I want to break down the last bear market, and I want to just talk about a specific thing that I've been watching myself. So here's that last bear market, and I need to get out of the habit of drawing over the chart, all over the chart, and not cleaning it up. So let's go over to, here we go. So that last bear market, obviously, kind of broken down into very similar stages. We had that first downturn in the market, boom, little correction, next downturn, and then we fell into that bottom range, right? So same type of thing. Huge downturn from all-time highs, little mini pullback up, back down, and then boom, right down into bottom range. What we don't know about where we are now is, where does this bottom range end? And many people, they have a guess of where that would end. That's my guess on the screen. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. I think $2,500 is completely in play. But at the same time, I think $4,500 could be the bottom. But with those things being said, we have to anticipate that the bottom might be here for a while, right? We might be in this bottom range for a while with huge fluctuations, with maybe even a capitulation down to 3,400, right? These scenarios are very real and very possible, and it's the best thing to be prepared for, because in this channel is literally where money is made in terms of Bitcoin, in my opinion. So speaking of these two channels, let's get back to what I wanted to go over. My thought was this, we do like to zoom out on the charts, and I wanted to see, since we have such similarities between this bear market and last bear market, what did it look like on a shorter time frame? Right? So it's easy to see what it looks like on a zoomed out time frame, and it makes sense, right? Like we don't feel the emotion of it as much when we zoom out. We don't feel the emotion of the movement of the markets as much when we're zoomed out on the chart. It just makes sense, and it's like a nice fluid motion, right? And it makes sense. But what if we zoom in? Because right now it is emotional. If right now you go onto Twitter and you're looking at 4-hour charts, and you're looking at 1-hour charts, it gets emotional. Twitter gets emotional. YouTube videos, comment sections get emotional. So let's visit that, right? So first off, here's the RSI on the daily chart. We've talked about it. Look how oversold the RSI is. And I know I have messiness. I already drew on this earlier. So there's our oversold. You can go back to 2013, and actually on the daily chart, we have not been this oversold on the RSI. That's how oversold we are. But if we go back, right, and we look at, well, this range though, when was that, right? And so we can see, we can open up the range, or we can open up the chart, and we can see. So we started dipping into that oversold RSI right here. So right in the second triangle in the bear market. And then you can see this last dip in January 12th, right around January 12th was right here. Let me get my marker. So this is that January 12th dip into the bottom stage, right? So if right now we're saying that this is that dip into our last bottom channel, i.e. right here, if we're saying that is what that is, what does that look like on the 4-hour chart? That's what I want to look at. So this was January 12th, 2015. That's the dip into that bottom range. And so let's do it. Let's go to the 4-hour chart and let's look at what that happened, what that looks like in the bear market. And my chart completely disappeared. That's because sorry, buddy, patience. I had this ready and prepared. It's messed up. Here we go, baby. Come on. Okay, good job. So we just looked at the RSI on the daily, right? And right, let's see, what was it? It was right here. Boom. This area was that oversold RSI area that brought us right into really the first main bottom of the bear market, that last bottom in the channel. So let's look at what did it look like as we were leading up to that area on the 4-hour chart. And so I put some notes earlier, and I said basically we had this swing high up here, right before we were about to dip crazy. We had this swing high, and then we came down, and right before we dipped into this channel, we had a swing high to this swing low, right? Little mini bounce, 36%. This was in the bear market, leading right into, dropping us right into this bottom channel. And so today, the bottom channel now, I wanted to see kind of, what this looks like. And the chart is just, I don't know if you're going to see exactly what I'm seeing. However, I see it. Let me get rid of some things so you can see a little more clearly. If you look at this chart from the last bear markets, and then you look at, these are both 4-hour charts, and then you look at this chart from this bear market, do you see similarities? So last bear market, this bear market. I do. So here's this first swing high that we were talking about in that last 4-hour chart. Last swing high. So this is where I'm finding the correlation. Last swing high, and then we had our massive dip that we just had, and you can see 36%. 36% taking us right into that RSI oversold on the daily, similar to that bear market that also took us into this bear market. A lot of similarities, and just one other thing that kind of makes me think that this potentially could be the bottom range for Bitcoin, somewhere in here. And when I say bottom range, it's not like I'm meaning to say, it's going to bounce, boom, and then we're up and out. I believe that we will trade sideways. I do. for a while, and it's going to test a lot of patience. And so if you're itching and you're wondering, well, I want to accumulate, I don't know, number one, if I should wait for it to go down further, and number two, I don't want the bull market to start tomorrow. My opinion is you're going to have some time. I think we'll be trading down here for a while. I don't think a bull market is going to ensue, tomorrow. So in terms of where the price goes to, it's the one question that nobody knows, right? This is my best guess that I have on the screen in terms of even the timing of certain things happening in the market, certain things that could really drive the value of Bitcoin back up, and even get rid of a little bit of the manipulation so that Bitcoin can go back up. I believe this is a nice bottom range. So this is my bottom range, keeping in mind that we could go lower. I do understand that. So always be ready for it. That's all I can say. Always be ready for more accumulation if that's your goal. If you're long in Bitcoin, the best thing you can do is be ready and zoom out on the charts all the time. And these quotes, I'm telling you, they really, if you can just kind of take them for what they're meaning in the most simplest way. If you want to have a better performance in the crowd, you must do things differently from the crowd. He's not saying that just because it sounds good. If you've failed before, you'll understand why he says that. Doing things differently from the crowd. Embracing fear, right? What is comfortable is rarely profitable. So getting uncomfortable. These are all the keys and the principles of success, dating back forever. So it is no different in these markets, right? It is no different in investing, whether that's in cryptocurrency, whether that's in Apple, whether that's in the housing market, where I really screwed up in 2006 and bought the top. I learned a lesson, right? It was just part of my own journey as an entrepreneur, and I'm still paying that price actually on one of my properties that I have from that time. So it's all perspective. It really is all mindset. That's kind of why I wanted to do a little bit different of a video tonight, kind of just talking a little bit, shooting from the hip, going over some quotes that I think are relevant and important to remember. Because this is crazy, man. This is crazy. I've never gotten the opportunity. Junior, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Even in these down markets, you're super chatting. You're awesome. What you mean by accumulation? I got 9K in Bitcoin, down 3K on it. What is your advice on the prediction? Two things. I don't give advice. And I don't make predictions, Junior. So I really appreciate your super chat, but I really can't help you. I'm not even going to tell you. I think this video actually does a really good job of explaining my accumulation opinion, my accumulation approach. So you can take that as some information to filter through your approach and see if you like it or not. But I definitely can't tell you what to do. And I don't think you should let anybody tell you what to do. Find what you're comfortable with. Find your risk tolerance. And so I guess that's it. Really, that's really what I want to talk about. It's weird to experience a volatility like this. It's weird to experience something like this where social media is integrated, right? And it's tied into it. I've never been in this type of situation, not even just YouTube, but even just on Twitter and being able to see real time how people are reacting to this. It literally is one of the most interesting things that I've seen while investing in something. So obviously you can invest, you go and invest in penny stocks and there's forums and stuff like that you can go visit, but it's different. Like crypto Twitter is way different. Steven Pitcher says, smash the likes, guy. Steven Pitcher, thank you so much, man. I agree with Steven. Smash the likes. Everybody, I don't know how many people are here because my screen is blocked. However, if you are here, hit that like button. because it means a lot to me. And also, if you're here and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I love offering free content. I love meeting all of you and just having some fun, chatting with you. And we're almost at 5,000 subscribers. And we're talking 15,000 subscribers. We're talking 15,000 subscribers in a bear market. I think that's pretty exciting. And so I'm excited to see if this YouTube channel gets a little bounce eventually, when crypto might get a little bounce eventually. So we're in it though. You can see my accumulation zone. Boom, boom, lightly, but heavily, if that makes sense. I think you could gather what I'm saying when I say heavy accumulation in this area. Time will tell. I'm also being patient with it. I'm not rushing into that heavy accumulation. This is something that I feel like I will be able to spread out over time and accumulate comfortably from my own perspective. So I hope something I say helps you also find your perspective in the market and helps you find your approach into the markets. And that's all I've got. If you're in here right now, feel free to go check out the Litecoin lottery. I think Rob is doing the Litecoin lottery tonight. I just realized it's 9:30 Eastern, so go check him out. I think you can just put in YouTube Litecoin lottery Rob and his channel should come up. You can go check that lottery out, hang out with him for a little bit. Poseidon Lou super chatted $9.99. He just doesn't miss a beat, man. This guy. Thank you so much, Poseidon Lou. Appreciate you, man. I really do. Was hoping I was gonna be able to see you over there in California in a couple weeks, but I think 6 hours is a little too far. If it was a bull market, maybe we could take a helicopter, but we're not there yet. We're not there, Poseidon. I did just see Jim Flanagan says, remember folks, if you sell, someone buys. The ones doing things differently. Hodl. What's up, Wendell? Hodl Fuel is here. What's up, Hodl Fuel? Captain Happy says, let's not be sad. Soon is Christmas. Heck yeah. Pound to that. It is. It's a great time to be alive, and I hope everybody's doing well out there. I know that it's tough seeing price go down. I want price to go up just as much as you. What's up, John Moore? Good to see you here too, man. Man, everybody, the whole crew is out. I didn't think it's Monday. I didn't think so many people would be here. It's good to see all you guys. So, buy on fear, sell on greed. In investing, what's comfortable is rarely profitable. Remember that. Get uncomfortable. If you want to have a better performance in the crowd, you must do things differently from the crowd. Think differently from the crowd. That means don't listen to the crowd. Don't listen to me. Do some, get into it. Find what you're comfortable with. Get uncomfortable. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. So, know what you're doing. Know why you're doing it. If you're going to buy, know why you're buying. If you're going to sell, know why you're selling. Have a plan to this market. And do not base your plan off of YouTube videos. Do not base your plan off of tweets from even tech leaders in the crypto space, even VCs in the crypto space. Don't plan your approach off of those things. If a leader in the space is saying it's going to $15,000, $25,000 by the end of the year, don't plan and don't buy just because of that. That is not an approach. Know what you're doing and know why you're doing it. And then lastly, you get recessions, you have stock market declines, you have crypto declines. If you don't understand that's going to happen, then you're not ready. You won't do well in the markets. So just get ready. Understand that it happens. Understand that it's happening now. And then find your sweet spot. Get a little uncomfortable. This is not financial advice. It's my opinion. And hang in there. I hope everybody can be encouraged in these down markets. It's always a good day to be alive. You're breathing. You woke up. Life is good. And I think there's some really good, strong opportunity for us all. Asad Harari, $9.99 super chat says, as much as I want to buy Bitcoin, bought Litecoin. There's no way Litecoin will stay 0.007 to Bitcoin. Once it hits 0.02, I'll transfer and buy Bitcoin for half the price. Hey, I don't think that's a bad approach, right? And this is something I do agree with. I think Litecoin is extremely in a nice situation with Bitcoin. If you want to leverage between the two, you can see Litecoin, having its phases, right? With Bitcoin, it's not anything new either, right? So it's never anything new, even though it feels crazy when you're zoomed in on the charts and you wake up to a negative 15% day. Litecoin Bitcoin pair has had this. Look, 58% down in that cycle. Look, 65% down in that cycle. We can kind of break this up a little bit. Nice 43%. And then the biggie, 71% currently. If you're going to try and leverage Litecoin, I think now is, in terms of risk, I think it's not a bad play, right? That's not financial advice. This is my opinion. Litecoin is extremely strong. Everybody knows I'm a Litecoin holder, I'm a Litecoin fan, and I'm a Litecoin accumulator. Bitcoin and Litecoin, they are the two. The rest for me are short trading holds, midterm holds. So that's it. Buy the dip. It really is that simple, isn't it? It really is that simple. Be prepared for the dip and then just buy the dip. So anyway, hang in there, everybody. You all are awesome. Super chatters, I love you. New subscribers, I love you. Old subscribers, I love you. I love you all. And we'll get through it. I promise. I hope everybody has an awesome night. It's time for me to sign out and go relax a little bit. It's been a long day. We'll see what happens overnight. Probably see you in a video tomorrow. Have an awesome night and God bless.